Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, you can probably already tell this is a little bit of a different style of video. I haven't made one of these in a really long time, but I thought now that the result announcement is coming pretty soon, I would look over the 36 product ideas that have qualified for the third 2021 LEGO Ideas review. Now, I'm just going to be cutting this tab out here, but we're going to continue the video. I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit more concise. Sometimes in these videos I tend to ramble and go on way too long. So first I'm just going to briefly look over all the projects, then I'm going to give my 6 favorites and my 5 predictions. All right, let's get right into it. Starting off, we have Land Ahoy. It's a pretty interesting one. Then we have the Great Coral Reef. Next up is the Hyrule Castle 30th anniversary. Then we have the Terrariums, Avatar The Last Airbender, Clockwork Solar System, The Dojo, Hocus Pocus, Naruto 20th anniversary, Motorized Johnny 5, the James Webb Space Telescope, the Lego Emergency Box, a little bit of a silly one, a working Lego Rubik's Cube, which is pretty cool, the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Steampunk Explorers, Moomin House, Castle Outpost, Downtown Records, Orchid, Soyuz Rocket, Lego Ghibli, Baba Yaga, The Meeting Point, Pirate Tavern, Riverside Scholars, Union Pacific Big Boy, Magic Bookends, Asterix the Gaul, Stargate, McDonald's Franchise, The Three Investigators, NASA SR-71 Blackbird, Gremlins, Sheriff's Office, It's a Wonderful Lego Life, and The Garden Greenhouse. Okay, so I just read off. I'm sure maybe some of you have already clicked off the video because it's been very, narrational. But let me go ahead and now share some of my opinions on some of these things as well. So let me quickly go over just some things that I think are not going to make it and why. So the Orchid, and then I think, where was the other one with the plants? The Terrariums. These two remind me quite a bit of the sets we've gotten very recently, that being the Botanical Orchids and then the Succulents. Now, I know how LEGO Ideas works, and the designers at LEGO are free to take inspiration from some of these projects. So I'm not saying that they stole the ideas, but there does seem to be a lot of similarity between those two. So for me, I think it's unlikely that either of those two would go very far. The brick separator, the emergency box I was looking earlier, that seems to me like more of like a goofy little joke set. Like, I can see how it got to 10,000 supporters, but I don't really think something like that would be made. Some other ones. The Castle Outpost seemed way too similar to the 3-in-1 creator set that released. I didn't look into it, but I'm sure that a lot of those pieces were used as inspiration. So that is out for that reason. The rest of them, there's some really solid picks. On my predictions, I don't think I've included any licensed sets because I am a little bit, I honestly don't know that well how the whole licensing thing works when it comes to judging. Those predictions on my behalf are usually not accurate. There's a Gremlins set and then an Avatar The Last Airbender set. Both of those are themes that they've worked with in the past, so I don't know. There are some new ones like Naruto, Hyrule, which I'm not sure. Is that a part of Nintendo? It might be. So maybe they have the license. I'm not sure where that goes. And then there's other things like Ghibli and Asterix. So I haven't really commented too much on that because I'm not sure how the themed ones work. Then there are some very interesting ones. Like this was the McDonald's franchise. That's something I haven't seen before. And then there's some pretty cool mechanical models like the Clockwork Solar System and the Rubik's Cube. All right, enough talking. Let me get into the quick slideshow. Hopefully that hasn't spoiled too much. All right, let's start off with my top 6 faves. So these are my personal favorites that I really think stand out to me. Please note I have not included the names, nor do I have them memorized, so I'm just going to be commenting on the build itself. So this one I believe was the Steampunk set. And this one really caught my eye. I'm pretty sure this is a computer rendering done in Mechabricks or Blender, something like that. It's brilliant. It's really, really well done render. The minifigures look super cool, and everything about this build just stands out. It's something that I haven't seen in the past, and I know that's not always the most important thing. Like, obviously, novelty is good, but everything just works and flows together very well. Brilliant use of pieces and colors that just really stands out. Awesome job. Oops. This is, I believe, the Pirate Tavern. This one is much more of a mock kind of set. Like, this is something I could see on Lego store shelves. This is something I would see like an AFOL or someone like that design. The big differences are that this is much more, I guess, greebled. It has a lot more details, and it looks way more flimsy than something like this. This looks really solid. This looks like it might fall apart if I like pick it up the wrong way. But don't get me wrong, this looks really cool, and it feels like realistic, like something you might actually see. And for that reason, I really like it. This is the Dojo, and if my memory serves me correctly, this might be one of the sets that was in the designer program, the Bricklink designer program. Maybe I'm confusing with another set. I might be, but this is really, really cool. I really like this Asian architecture. I guess the cherry blossom, perhaps, maybe Japanese cherry blossom. Not sure if that's what they're going for. Regardless, it looks awesome. Very, very nice. It's a little simple, but it works well. And then the mix of tiling and studs on both the roof and the sidewalk is brilliant. I love the water, the paths, the stonework, and this opening here is just super, super cool. Big kudos to the designer. They did a really great job on this one. Next, we have Land Ahoy, and this comes from one of my... I really like this builder. They've put out some really cool stuff. And this is one of my favorites from their whole lineup. This is a very, very cool looking display piece. I was a little bit reluctant to choose this as a prediction because I felt like it might be a little flimsy. I mean, I think it is actually strong, but I don't know. This seems like a tough set to sell. I mean, it does have a really cool appeal to it, but I don't know. I might be wrong. They might go ahead and make this set. But it seems like it would take some work on the designer's part to make this, I guess, up to Lego standards. Finally, or not finally, I think we have two more. This is the Brickester Station, ? This is probably, in my opinion, the best presentation. If not only in this line, but maybe out of any project I've seen ever. Like, it is just so cozy and well rendered. I believe this is computer rendering. It's really awesome. I like the little joke here, WH Brick. I think that's a play on the store, WH Smith. So it's a good one there. And honestly, the build isn't like anything groundbreaking. It's cool. They use the track pieces, and this whole building is angled, so it's nothing simple. But it isn't exactly like the most groundbreaking techniques. I just think it's well put together. Finally, this was actually, it was supposed to be top 5, but I like this one so much I couldn't leave it out. This is the greenhouse, I believe. It is a really nice one. I am a huge outdoors person, a big supporter of whatever, all this stuff, and I really like this one. I think Lego could work into their whole sustainability, whatever they've been working on with the paper packaging and the parts made from plants. This would really work well with that whole, I guess, whatever they've been working on. So for that reason, it's good. I really like some of the clever uses. I think that might be a hairpiece over there. Some flowers, just a very nice looking build. Something I would really like to build. So good stuff there. All right. On to my top 5 predictions. Like in the past, these top 5 predictions might be very off from the truth. I might be right with some of them. This is based on some of the stuff I've seen, and you might also notice that there's a lot of overlap with my preferences on this. That's kind of just how it is, I guess. So this is the first one. I honestly don't remember the name of this one. It's cool. It is a little bit similar, actually, to the mountain windmill from the designer program, the Bricklink designer program. It might actually be the same person that made that. It's a good-looking set. I can see a lot of appeal, especially among adult fans. And what works well about this one is it has, I guess, more of universal appeal. Some of the themes are a little specific. Like, It's a Wonderful Life is a much older thing. I think it's almost 75 years old. That's what they're saying. So I can see that not having as much appeal with kids. Something like Asterix, again, a little bit of an older theme. This not having a theme allows it to be more universal, right? Again, Gremlins, that's another older theme. I'm sure that there are kids that are still growing up with these things, but the theme brings up complications. And again, that's why I haven't included them on this list. Again, this one is stellar. I think this has potential to be a set just because of how attractive it is, and it's already feels to me pretty close to being a real set. Like the quality of the build, it is different. I will say that it is different. That might not be the best in its favor because it's kind of out there, but I really like it personally. I did also put the greenhouse on there because I think it might work well with Lego's values and whatever. And it's a good looking set. The reason I am skeptical on this one is the same thing as the Coral Reef. The reason I left that out. It's a beautiful set, or sorry, it's a beautiful MOC. Awesome job. I actually am interested in making a Coral Reef in the future. But that stuff aside, it seems a little bit too much or too complicated to be a set. I guess you could prove me wrong and say that the new Vincent van Gogh, the Starry Night set that came out of LEGO Ideas is very complicated. And I guess maybe if that can be made, maybe the Coral Reef can be made. It just seems to be having too much stuff going on. This similarly is quite large. It's no like piano, right? I mean, they have made large sets in the past, but this is a different kind of large. So that is something that might hold this one back. This one I kind of threw in there a little bit last minute. Again, this is sort of more of my personal, like, I guess, my preferences. I'm a big Wild West guy. I love making these sets and building them. This has a really cool vibe to it with the vulture over here, the cacti, the horse, and the whole skull and everything. I really like that whole thing. It does feel okay. It's not like the greatest thing ever. It's a cool looking build, don't get me wrong, but I don't know how far something like that would go. So yeah, this was my last pick for my predictions. This is a really solid set. Like I was saying with the steampunk set earlier, this feels like a Lego set already in that it at least appears to be sturdy and strong and displayable and posable. Some of the sets or some of the things that make it to LEGO Ideas tend to be more MOC style, where it feels a little bit more flimsy. And naturally, when you try and go for more advanced building techniques and things, your builds tend to be a little bit more flimsy. It's really hard to do everything very, very sturdily. Or let me rephrase that. It's hard to... Let me think, how do I say this? It's hard to make builds look really realistic, I guess, worn down when you're building completely sturdily. Because Lego bricks, by nature, are like geometric shapes. They're squares and cylinders and cones. And there's only so much you can do when you attach them all fully in. So when you try and mess around, you attach pieces in illegal ways and crooked ways, and things are just sitting on each other. That's when it looks better, but we know that that's not how Lego does things. Again, we've seen examples of this, right? The Medieval Blacksmith, the project that was submitted was quite run down and all honestly just like a flimsy thing. But when they made it to a real set, they completely changed it up. They made it completely solid and secure. So I don't know. A lot of this stuff is speculation based. Anyways, that wraps up our video. Hopefully we didn't go too long. Thank you very much for stopping by, taking a look at the video. We have more stuff coming soon. This summer is going to be full of content. I have been working on the blog, which I will tell you guys more about in the future. That's just going to look over my MOC building journey, just showcase some of the things I've been working on. And that's that. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.